The Knicks earned the series sweep of the 76ers. I'm here with SNY NBA insider Ian Begley, and we were laughing right before this saying, how do you make sense of what we just saw from the Knicks in Game 4? I mean, all series, really. 3 of the 4 games, they won by double digits, and I mean, this team has just completely turned things around and turned it on. What do you think of the current state of the Knicks and where they are right now?
Yeah, just playing at a very high level, Chelsea, both ends of the ball, and I think you go back to that Game 3, they lost in Atlanta. It's been a different team since then, and I think part of that is the offensive adjustments that were made then. One of those was getting the ball in Karl Anthony Towns' hands on the perimeter, and if you look at what happened in Game 4, he had 9 assists in the first half, so he wasn't scoring the ball, but he played a big part in getting the Knicks going, and that offense has just continued to look better and better and better as the games go by.
Cat has been like a point center in a way, completely making a big impact, but a big part of this offense was Deuce McBride. He came out hot. What did you see from Deuce that you like, especially from the perimeter?
Yeah, he's always going to be confident, regardless of whether the ball is going in or not. And he was, I think, 2 for his last 9 coming into today from beyond the arc. And for him to get going like that early on was key, because if it went the other way, this crowd gets into it from the Sixers standpoint, and then it's a different story. So he took the crowd out of the game early on, and then it was a Knick crowd for the next
for the rest of the game,
quarters,
really. Yeah, exactly. Deuce finished. He started out 4 for 4, finished 7 for 9 from 3. But Deuce, Landry Shamet, these guys really stepped up, especially given the fact that they don't have OG Anunoby out there. Do you have an update on OG's status?
Yeah, I think it's still day to day, but I don't think there was any reason for him to play up 3-0. Like, why would you risk it?
Yeah.
Like, I think if it was 2-1, maybe it would have been a different story, because again, this is seen as a minor injury, not seen as something significant. But now he gets some time to rest, and the rest of the Knicks get some time to rest as they prepare for the Eastern Conference Finals. So they're going to take it easy, I think, for a day or two before they get back on the floor.
Yeah, it definitely was a good call, and now they will see either the Cavaliers or the Pistons in the Eastern Conference Finals.
JJ, how do you put in perspective how well the Knicks shot it on Sunday?
It's mind-boggling, mind-numbing. I don't know what adjective you want to use to describe the shooting display that we saw, and clearly the Knicks were taking advantage of a team that was thinking about 1, 2, 3, Cancun. That was pretty obvious. The odds makers giving you the Knicks only laying a point in this game was absolute insanity, but it was virtuoso offensive basketball. It's the sort of offensive basketball, CeeLo, you would expect to see from like the Splash Brothers, like Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, when they added Kevin Durant into the fold, and it was just the Knicks moving the basketball at will, knocking down the open shot. Deuce McBride, it's amazing. It's a different guy every night. In Game 3, it's Landry Shamet. Deuce McBride in Game 4, it's like, hey, what about me? I'm going to go and put on a show. And it speaks to the difference in this Knicks team compared to where they were 2 years ago. Remember, they lost OG Anunoby 2 years ago, and they scuffled. They ended up losing that Indiana series. This team actually played better each of the last 2 games without one of their best players. Insane.
And what they've done on the road in these first 2 series is wild as well. But, I mean, the first quarter shooting performance, that's about as close as perfection you can get to as far as professional basketball, no less than the playoffs goes. And for McBride to do what he did, and I love the confidence he spoke with after OG went down. Hey, if your minutes are going to have to step up, he said, I'm fully confident. And it wasn't a big points and shooting game for him in game number 3, but for him to come out of the gate as hot as he did, kind of announcing his presence, letting his teammates know, hey, I'm here for a big night, and letting the Sixers know this thing is going to be over. And really down the line, I mean, Josh Hart, after the game, is referring to his right hand as her, because it's good to have her back, because he obviously hasn't shot the 3 well. So I think it's contagious. And up and down the lineup, you know, Shamet played 11 minutes, hit 4 threes. So what they were able to do up and down the lineup is just, it's really mind-boggling. And I don't know that you're going to see the likes of a stretch the Knicks have had, again, for quite some time. Certainly, as far as franchise history goes, it's been unbelievable.
It's been historic, and, you know, you talk about everyone being contagious with the shooting. It helps to have wide-open looks, and they took advantage of them. All right, we're about to be joined by a special guest, but first, let's go back to last week to revisit some predictions for this series.
If Embiid is healthy, and obviously that's a big if, I hate to say it, but my gut's saying that maybe the Sixers get some revenge on the Knicks for what happened in 2024. I just have to stick to my core beliefs here. I don't believe that Mike Brown is better than Tom Thibodeau. I don't believe the Knicks could sustain what they did against Atlanta in the last 3 games consistently, and I think Philadelphia is dangerous. I hope I'm wrong. Give me the Sixers in 7.
And here he is, Mr. Sal Licata. Sal, inquiring minds want to know, did you put the 529 plan or the 401k on Sixers in 7?
No, I was obviously not going to bet that. The thing to me that stands out is that this Knicks team proved me wrong in that I didn't believe that they could be consistent. I went based off of what we saw in the regular season. I thought maybe it was an aberration what we saw against Atlanta in the first round, specifically those last 3 games. And I thought the Sixers were a little bit better. So I was wrong on all those accounts. The Knicks are hungrier. They're certainly more talented than the Sixers. They were able to sustain that consistency, and the Sixers just never gave them anything. Tyrese Maxey had an awful series, so it was a domination from the Knicks from start to finish. That's what we should have seen, or we expected to see in the regular season, and now we've seen it for 7 straight postseason games. So I didn't think that they had that in them. I needed to see it to believe it, and now I don't know how you could watch this team and not fully believe in them after the last 7 performances.
You know, good point about Maxey. Because of the ridiculous shooting and the blowouts, I don't think Mikal Bridges is getting enough credit for the job he did on him defensively. Now, Sal, you posted on Sunday that this is the best Knick basketball you've ever watched. Hard to argue with that. What jumps out to you as the biggest reason they're playing at another level?
Well, I've said for a long time that I felt like this is the most talented Knicks team that I've ever seen in my life, but we needed to actually see them go out there and execute. And you could go over the list of things. Okay, well, is it mind-boggling to me that they hit all the threes? No, not when they have good shooters who are left wide open. How about the ball movement, the unselfish play that they play with? Karl Anthony Towns was looking to move the ball to a point where, like, nobody's around him, and he's like, you know what, I might shoot the basketball, and then he knocks it down. So they play unselfishly. They have talent. They're extremely deep. They're hungry. They play with intensity both ends of the floor. That, to me, is a dangerous championship combination.
Sally, I'm right there with you because of that ball movement. That's an element that's been missing from this team. They're swinging it around like crazy. Look at the difference in this team down 2-1 against the Hawks. They start playing through Towns. All of a sudden, the ball movement is through the roof, CeeLo. They're playing defense. They're after it, but it's the ball movement.
I'm going to pat myself on the back quickly. We talked about spirit being broken, whether the Sixers would get some life, energy off of Game 2, the performance without Embiid. I thought they were dead there. The Knicks proved that. Whether Embiid was in or out, whether OG was in or out, it didn't matter. That's how much more dominant the Knicks were in the series.